Comfortably zoned in Metsville.
I am on with Pauly and Robert Cole in Comfortably Zoned in Metsville. I've been looking forward to this all week, and I'm delighted to be with you guys. Pauly, how are you?
Doing well, sir. Doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing just as fine as I could be. Now, that's the good news and the bad news wrapped into one, but I'll take it. um, how are you, Robert?
I haven't been this good since 1969, Ralph.
Oh, wow. I hope that's not. You've had moments of being this good since 69. I've had few and far between, but the ones that I do have are wrapped up in memories. And I'm happy to be here, happy to be anywhere. I'm in my 80th year on Earth, born in 1946, and still kicking, still kicking. I got the Met banner up in the background. I hope you guys can see that. Paulie, would you allow Robert and I to reminisce about good, about 1962, and I came across something in my files, which is a memorabilia piece that I kept all these years. In 19, that's beautiful. That's Casey. And there it is. Pictures of spring training pictures of this Gil. Can you see this, Robert?
Yes, I can.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Nice job, Paulie.
Who's that guy?
It's a bogus card.
Yeah, they sent him down to the minor leagues. They sent him back to the minors.
Right. Actually, they sold them for a bag of balls. But these were
you sure it wasn't a sack of nuts? I'm sorry, go ahead. Versus
no,
a bag of balls.
I would have remembered that. But I didn't put two and two together with balls.
Marvelous Mauve.
That's a reason. Oh, Marvelous Mauve and Rod Kinneal. These are pictures that denote memories.
Roger Craig.
And Roger Craig, Roger the Dodger. And in 1961, when the Mets were formed, they opened a ticket office in the subway. Do you happen to remember that, Robert?
Yeah, I do. I remember them opening up a ticket office in the station.
And they, in spring training, oh, look at that. That's a great picture of Casey and Gil.
Yep.
Yeah. And
Charlie Neal.
Charlie Neal did not play well as a Met. And no. Rogers Hornsby did not coach well as a Met. Am I right?
Yeah.
But
that the Mets,
yes, not a good shortstop, but like we talked about, in other years when he wasn't with the Mets, he had a terrific career. And there are the announcers of the day, and we're the announcers of this day. God help us. I can't see this guy on screen. You tell me who it is.
Well, we did have Don Zimmer on there. Now
we have Sally. I think it was Sally Doers. It said Sally Doers.
There,
I
there was a
don't
Solly
remember.
Drake.
Or
There was a
Sully
Yeah,
Doers?
so Drake, Drake.
Oh, okay.
Solly Drake had a brother who also played in the
Sam
major
Drake.
leagues. And, I'm not going to brag, but I have some of the best Met mavens, Robert Cole leading them, in history. We are close to 80 and can remember those days like it was yesterday. What do you attribute this, Gilly? What do you attribute your ability to not be Trump-like?
Oh, every time
Seriously,
I hear that word, it gives me shivers. That name.
I know that you're the man is so fucking demented and is running our country. It's scary, but we won't dwell on that because the vomit comes up in my throat when I talk about him. I want to know seriously, what keeps your memory alive? What do you attribute that to?
Keep doing things, Ralph. Okay, keep reading. Okay, I play games on my phone, where you have to kind of move things around and remember things. And I think that's important. I think older people, when they just shut down, they're not doing anything. You know, there's no more newspapers. You used to be able to pick up a newspaper and read a newspaper. A lot of places don't have newspapers anymore. Okay, you have to go online in order to read a newspaper. And it's a little tough, to take your computer into the bathroom as it used to be with your newspaper. Okay, so
I'm looking for a place to get box scores every day and stats updated every day. If you could send me a link to that, I
oh
really
yeah,
appreciate it.
there are a couple of things, places. I mean,
Right.
one of the best resources is newspapers.com, I think it is. They have a library of old newspapers from all over the country and Canada. And you have to subscribe. It's not all that expensive. And you can look up like the day he has the Daily News, okay, the whole library of New York Daily News, for instance, and you can go back and pick a date and see the newspaper as it was on that date, and it's a very valuable tool, in research and
Thank
memory.
you. Again, send the link to me because it's current as well. If you wanted the daily news currently, you could get box scores. Am I correct from this?
Yes, the current box scores. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. That would be a blessing because it's very difficult being an old man who's not computer savvy. And don't disagree with me, Paul. You know that I'm not really computer savvy, don't you?
Sure, absolutely. I will not complain or argue that point with you, sir.
All right. Well, that's not my point of strength. My point of strength is
Although your first computer, I remember your first computer. Wasn't it steam powered? You had to put coal in the burner to make it run, and yeah, it was kind of cool.
it was an abacus until 1985.
There you
So,
go.
and I mentioned 1985 and computers. I worked for New York Life at the time, and everything switched at that point to home computers for people. So
Right.
you'd have to learn how to not program them, but run the programs. And I could never take to that. It was, it was the year I came back from not working for New York Life for 6 or 7 years. I spent the first 7 years of my business career working for them. And when I came back in 1985, things had changed, and I never ever got used to it. I had to be told eventually how to put a JPEG picture in the computer, let alone blog. It was before Facebook and even before MySpace. So a little reminiscence of a geezer. How about that? Um, I saw an interesting meme on the internet about who is your favorite Met player, and I would have said, worded the question, Seaver notwithstanding.
Not included.
See, not included. He is everybody's favorite, just like Gil and Casey are iconic. Those people are iconic. I will ask you, Robert, who is your favorite Met player, and for what reason? Your number one Met player of all time.
Okay, it was Gil Hodges, when Gil came to the Mets. But my actual first Met player was Ron Swoboda. And he was being touted as, the Mets version of Mickey Mantle, when Mantle was young. Of course, he never lived up to that. But he had his moments, especially in '69.
Right, well, in the field, right?
Yeah.
Have there ever been catches like that in the World Series that were as good? I'm not going to say they were the best ever. Tommy Agee's catch was tremendous too. But was that in itself, his catches, a miracle? If you want to talk about the miracle Mets. And he's on Facebook here, and he's remained fan friendly to the nth. I did an interview with him on the Comfortably Zone Network a while back, and he's one of those, and it's an era where you enjoyed rooting for the people, the player. In this era, we don't know who the players are. They're behind closed gates, gated community. Not unless you're Dykstra, do you get behind closed gates in that respect. And Dykstra, to his credit, has a Facebook account, and he's playing Mea Culpa a little bit. And I I hesitate to think the many things that this guy has played Mea Culpa too. So, but my philosophy is you give a guy a chance. If a guy wants to get better, if a guy wants to be cured of addiction or this, that, and the other thing, you just make it easy for him, and that's the way it goes. But I will say, if Lenny Dykstra wants to make Mea Culpa, my old broad podcasting partner is Peter Golenbach, who Dykstra did bad. Peter wrote an autobiography of Dykstra, and he screwed him out of the royalties, out of everything. It's in the podcast with Peter Golenbach. But Peter would say he enjoyed the company of Dykstra when they were writing the book. So he held no bitterness whatsoever. I feel bitter for him when I think of Dykstra. Um, Peter's a golden-hearted man, and he did more for the Comfortably Zoned network initially. We had Al Blumpkin and I had a weekly Golden Back University podcast
I remember that.
with him, and it's on YouTube and can be in its entirety. He spent weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks giving up his dinner, so to speak. We did it on Sunday night, chatting with us. I learned so much from the man. I'm so indebted to him. So, and he wrote a book on the Mets called Amazins as well. So you might check that out. Not that this is a bibliography, but thought of him and just had a word how much I appreciate our friendship and business relationship. And I put friendship first. Peter's also did a video podcast with us, or one or two early on, and he walked us through his home office with all the bobbleheads and the memorabilia. That's archived on YouTube. So I just want to say that you're an additive to what we have, not a subtraction. I've done this for a long time, and it keeps getting better. Thank you, Robert Cole. How about that?
Thank you very much. I'm honored with those words.
Okay. I want to talk to you about your favorite player when we get back. Peter's going to, Peter, not Peter, but Paul, a different apostle. He's going to do some business, if that's okay.
All right,
Paul?
that sounds good, folks. All right, here we go. I'm gonna jump in here. As he said, we're ready to do some business, folks. Go like, subscribe, and follow us here in the zone. But also, please go patronize our sponsors. We'll be right back after this, guys.
Whether it's criminal defense, estate planning, or civil litigation, the answer is the law offices of Andrew Doja. Call us today at 510-865-1600 or find us on the web at dojalaw.com.
For tenant and landlord disputes, there's no other than the law office of Jeff Canberra. Call now 1-510-865-7369 and don't forget to tell them Zig sent you.
And the little go like, subscribe, and follow us, but go like, subscribe, and follow us on all social media. That's right, on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and now on Twitch, folks. So go like, subscribe, ring that little bell, and when a new episode drops of Comfortably Zoned in Metsville, you'll be notified. And then I think we're back in studio, and today it's just the three of us. It's just the core members. So here we go. We are back.
How about that? Hey, one other thing. Leave a comment if you like the show and let us know how you feel, because it's I get some great feedback in limited amounts from people that I grew up with, people that I know, people who like it. And it makes me feel good if they like it, as do I like it, just doing it. You know, nothing. So quickly, Robert, end this little segment by putting on your sponsor voice and giving us a little envelope speech about what you do and how nice it is, by the way, that you're sponsoring us.
Oh yeah, fine. Got a little side gig going where, we're selling all kinds of memorabilia, baseball cards, Pokemon cards for those people who are interested in that, yearbook, old baseball magazines, football magazines, all that kind of stuff. The occasional old toy. Just recently sold a couple of old Monopoly games, a baseball version of Monopoly, a Pokemon version of Monopoly, and stuff like that. And, take a look. We're on Facebook under Robco, and be happy to talk to you, have you look at something. Any questions, ask me. In fact, just before we came on the air, I was just listing a few more things on eBay. Did I say Facebook? I mean eBay. So, yep, we're trying to stay busy with that kind of stuff, and proud to be a sponsor of the show.
Beautiful. Well, happy to have you. And you're when you buy memorabilia from Robert Cole, expect to get the memorabilia that you buy. That's it won't be counterfeit. It
No.
won't be. You'll like it, and nobody ever sends back the things, and you just enjoy doing what you do, and
Yep.
that's important.
Speaking of selling things, Ralph. Okay, Father's Day is coming up, and why don't you talk about your book for those who don't have it yet?
Oh, we have a copy of the book somewhere. Paulie, I don't have one handy, but maybe we can put that up. If not this week, next week. Book written by the recovering, the great. There I am with the book. Wrote it with George Grimm. He's recovering from a procedure. Thank God it went well, and we are thinking of him as well. Thank you, Paulie. As usual, great producing. And we've done a lot of these, and we always work out what's happening. And
And that's a great Father's Day gift. Okay, for your father, he'll look at memories in that book, and Ralph put plenty of them in there. Okay,
yeah.
plain, easy to read. Okay, can be read couple of sittings.
Right. It's bathroom reading. It doesn't have to be read in one day, too. And it doesn't have to necessarily be in the bathroom, but it's optional. Hey, Paulie, talk about um, Ed Studios and what you not only have going, but hope to have going.
Okay, that sounds interesting. Yeah, I hope to have going. Well, okay, so we have a lot of things happening with Edge Studios. What do? We do a little bit of everything. We help you produce content from the comfort of your own home studio, or you can come into our storefront, which is in downtown San Francisco at the corner of 7th and Market, and we can help you, make your dreams a reality. So what does that mean? It means if you have an idea for a podcast or an educational series, or maybe you're a comedian and want to do parody commercials, or a band that wants to record a rock video, but you want to be on the moon doing it, we can accomplish that for you. So come into us, check us out at Edge Studios, edgestudiosonline.com. You can reach out to us at edgestudios online at gmail.com, or call us at 650-503-3435 and discuss what you want to do and see how we can help you. Again, you don't need to be here in California. Right now, Robert's in Florida. We have clients in Thailand. We have clients in Virginia. We have clients around the globe. So if you're looking to get your content out there and maybe all you have is a cell phone, we can help you do it. So
Hey,
that's pretty much
also,
it.
Paul, you didn't mention documentaries, and you're a natural to help someone have a documentary of some sort, use their imagination, and work with you. You're empathetic. You're really good at what you do, and you're a natural. So,
Well, I appreciate that, Ziggy.
yeah, well, I appreciate you. How about that?
There you go.
Uh, all right. Um, Tell us about your favorite Met player that isn't Tom Seaver or Robert Cole.
Well, as I mentioned, it's Ron Swoboda. Okay, and for I we were the same age basically. When Ron Swoboda was coming up, we were basically the same age as he, and
Mm-hmm.
he's maybe a year or two older. I'm not even sure, but he looks good. The last picture I saw of him, he was very active in sportcasting. He did the sports news on a couple of radio stations, television stations, and I still try to keep in touch with him when I can.
Nice, nice. What do you like about spring training or Florida access to baseball? Is there anything that stands out? Um, Port St. Lucie, if you go back to St. Pete, the Mets started there. They shared the spring training outlet with the Yankees, and I enjoyed. I spent a time or two down there visiting my
Well,
family, and then going there. St. Pete is terrific. Um, you and Peter Golenbach talked about St. Pete
yeah.
um, on the show once or twice, and I remember that because as much a Maven as he is, you're a Maven too. I'm a Maven.
Yep.
There's no you know, we know what we have up here on our heads and how, and that's one of the things I'm enjoying about specifically doing a Met podcast. We can pass on stuff. There are very few people. You see these memes on Met sites. Um, uh, do you go back 25 years with the Mets? I go back 25 years with my cap. and more. So I have got. I'm not wearing any today, but I've got some caps that you know they're more fun worn than
Oh
not
yeah.
generally. But then again, you take an 80-year-old man walking down the street with the baseball cap. Sometimes, sometimes looks a little strange, but that's all right. That's all right.
When I wear this Met cap that I have on now, and I go to the bank or the post office or the grocery store, inevitably I wind up in conversations with people about the Mets. Okay, and
Right?
it's amazing. If I didn't have my hat on, people wouldn't even notice me. Okay, but because I'm wearing the Met hat, that brings up conversation.
No, they'll notice you, or they'll say, "You're the maven of the internet." I, I,
Yeah.
I remember you. Where's your hat? uh,
Well, you
how
know
would
what
they?
people don't realize too, Zig, is I was 14, you were probably 15 when the Mets finally came into existence.
Mhm.
Okay. And since that time, okay, all these years, we've been with them, through thick and thin, as they say, for good and bad, more bad than good, unfortunately, but we've been there.
Right. And you know what's really interesting is that from doing this show, um, Lenny Levine is is an avid Met fan too, and you have weird experiences in talking about memories. I went to a doubleheader right before Yom Kippur, and I had to be at my family's house. Um, Sundown and this kind of crap, and it was the Braves and the Mets. And in the first game,
Oh, I know exactly where you're going with this.
Hobie Landreth hits a home run.
Walk-off
I'm
homer.
leaving. I'm a walk-off homer, and I'm on. And I had to go. And Fagel, I love your cooking, but that's not leaving was not fun. Lenny's experience was that he came in to the Polo Grounds for the second game. I was leaving with my brother, and he was coming in. And in the second game, what happened, Robert?
Gil Hodges hit a walk-off home run, and the Braves lost a doubleheader to the lowly Mets.
And they were lowly, God knows, but the Braves, I admired them in those days more than any National League. I admired them without equivalent. I liked and loved the Mets, but I certainly did not admire them at that time. Braves were tough. Braves
Yep.
were really tough. Warren Spahn was Warren Spahn. He 26 years or whatever after being a war hero. He was my man. As a matter of fact, one summer in 1958, speaking of card collecting, and I might have mentioned this before, that which doesn't stop me, by the way. I collected at summer camp. I collected the entire 1958 team set
Milwaukee
of the
Braves.
Braves, and I got to appreciate that they had Crandall catching, Del Rice, Carl Sawatsky backing them up. They had Adcock at first, Torrey platooning, and Johnny Logan was solid. They were so solid. Pafko platooning with Covington, to say nothing of Matthews. Billy Bruton was terrific. I can't tell you. And Henry Aaron was pretty good in right. Case could be made.
The
Case
58
could be.
Braves, the 58 Braves made one important move that changed the course of the pennant for them. You remember that?
I remember Red Shandings, if I'm
Exactly.
not mistaken, and he was really, I wouldn't say elderly, but he was at the end of his career, which just goes to show you how much experience pays and how that solidified them. They had a Juan Pizarro coming up, Burdette, Trowbridge, I remember, and utility guys. Harry Hanebrink
Mhm.
was a guy that had a great green-faced card in motion.
And there was the hurricane.
Had hit 400 the year before in 57, and really sparked them.
Bob Hazel, we're talking about.
Bob Hazel, and we're also talking about Dittmer, replacing Dittmer with Shane Dings.
Well,
If
actually,
I'm
it was
not,
Danny O'Connell was the second
ah,
base that he replaced.
uh,
And
interesting. Boy, you are just an encyclopedia, as I am at times. But um, hey, what can I tell you? You have good days and bad days. This is one of those days where it's a good day. I got the yak kibitz uh, with my friends, and that's a good Metsville podcast as far as I'm concerned.
then
Um,
really quickly, okay, our current Mets, the 2026 Mets, have just come off a 4 out of 5 win streak. Okay, but they
right,
lost last night after winning the previous 4, and last night it was a 1-run game in the 10th inning. They lost, but they've been playing rather well. But of course,
and
two
they
weeks
are
ago,
interdivision as well, which
right?
to you baseball fans, you know that winning those games, you can make the playoffs and not be all that great. And I think they're 5 games out, which is certainly doable.
Yes,
And I want to ask you about Peterson. Is that an enigma over the years? It's been 2 or 3 years. Um, he makes me nuts, really. Well, I
he
was
makes
made nuts.
he makes
Thank you,
makes
Viv.
the whole Mets organization nuts. I mean, at times he looks like he's going to be a Cy Young Award winner, and at other times he looks like.
Right. Now, what I would suggest is a change in pitching coaches off the top of my head. You think that's necessary? Is it warranted? Um,
Well,
you tell me.
as I said 2 weeks ago when we were talking about whether or not Mendoza was going to get replaced as manager, and I had said, first they usually replace one of the coaches. I was expecting the hitting coach to go, because I mean, even though they've won a few games now, the hitting is still on most days terrible. And again, last night, only
Yeah.
2 runs. Now, pitching wise, actually, for all the injuries they've had, the pitching has held up fairly well.
Uh, well, for all the injuries they've had, um, you can't do anything about injury. Sometimes stretching, I don't know. I used to think that medical help, training help could reduce injuries, but they come in all different sizes and shapes. So that's part of baseball.
It,
And
like this year, the injury of the day is the hamate bone. Okay, in the hand. Okay, it's the heel of the
right,
hand, and
right.
I don't know how many
Ken
players.
Griffey, that goes back. Ken Griffey had that. Um, I can't think of who it was, but yeah. And,
Lindor had that
and
year.
players are protected around the elbow, but it's impractical now. They'll come out with something to protect them around the wrist. And
Well, it's hard because a lot of these injuries now are coming swinging the bat, just taking a swing.
The torque,
Yep.
which shows you how it started for me when I saw that was in Bo Jackson.
Right.
There have been other players who have simply broken the bats by swinging.
Yes.
So
The bat actually, okay, if you look at stop action, the bat actually flexes just a little bit, but doesn't stay totally straight. There's a little flex in it from the speed of them swinging the bat.
yeah, it's like a golf club. There's flexibility in the golf club too.
Right.
Paul, how are we doing for time?
We're getting really close. We're 41 minutes in, so maybe about 5 or so minutes.
Okay.
We're doing well.
Robert, put that where you can be reached. Reach out with that. That was well put.
Yeah. In other words, shout it out, Robert. Tell us where we can get your stuff.
And we also have a site on Facebook called the Mets from the Polo Grounds to Citi Field, and we have quite a group of people involved in that. And we try to, put these shows on there so that they can, get in touch with us. And that's we have a good group of people. Let's put it that way on there.
Diminishing as we are in terms of, how many people remember the Polo Grounds? Do you remember the Titans?
I do.
Marty Rose and I would go out, I think it was on Saturday, and I remember 200 people at best at a Titan game. And I also remember sitting next to two older women to me at the time, or they were in front of us. Putnam was a defensive back with Texas. And he was one of those whose wife sat with us to watch the Titans. I don't remember where I left my keys, but I came up with Putnam from 65 years ago. Go figure. Paulie, why don't you take us out? We've had a great show. Well,
I thought I'd just show myself talking there. You joined us in the Marty Rose Memorial Podcast booth for myself, Robert Cole, Zig. We're out of here, guys. Always stay comfortably zoned.
With nothing for you to edit this week.
Well, except for that little faux pas, but we're not editing that. That's going out just like it is.
No,
they could see me shout.
2 hours. We could take 2 hours and edit it again.
Oh yeah,
that would be fun.
Yeah, that would be great. Wouldn't it be great? So
okay, has this been good for you, Paulie?
Absolutely. Yeah. So, but we're gonna get out of here. So, Robert, have a good one, buddy.
You too, guys.
All right, you guys stay in there.
Everybody.
We're gonna
healthy.
There you go. You guys stay with me, and we're gonna get out of here like only we can. We'll see you next week, guys.